to stand up and praise God and tell God through the courts, you threw down the BBI fiasco and it has died. Tushukuru Mungu for that, because that thing was not good for the women. It was disturbing us. It was making us lose the gains we have gotten as women. It was making us lose. So we want to thank God for it. And now, as you have preached, as women, we have to wake up and start moving. We have to move. We have to make sure that this country is stable, it's peaceful, so that the women, the children, and the old people may enjoy this country, Kenya. The other day, my party leader gave a comment that we are faced with COVID. COVID is here with us. Now, the money that was being used to go for the referendum, that money can be channeled back and vaccines be brought for every Kenyan to be vaccinated, so that we have a healthy nation where our people will be healthy and our people will be able to vote next year when the elections come. The other thing, that money that was being forced to the referendum should be used to steer up the small businesses. The women have small businesses, the youth have small businesses. If that money can be channeled to them through groups, so that our people can revive this economy. The economy needs to be revived for Kenyans to have money in their pockets.
Mambo ya BBI saa hii ni history kwa kisogo. Sisi tu focus mbele na sisi tuendelea kumarket Musalia kwa kila kanisa, maombi. Sisi tunaenda uchaguzi na makanisa vile mliongea, sisi tunawasupport fully. Let's focus on 2022 general election. Mambo ya kutuambia BBI imekufa, na tunataka Auditor General audit pesa ngapi zimetumika kwa hiyo BBI. Na wale officials apart from the president, wale promoters wa BBI, mshahara yenu muwe surcharged, mulipe kwa sababu maharibu pesa ya Wakenya. Mwisho kabisa,
the courts have pronounced themselves on this debate that has been with us for 3.5 years, the BBI debate. The courts made a ruling. Now we must move forward. We must focus on the future. But the lessons that we must learn from the court rulings is that when you do not listen to each other, when leaders refuse to listen to each other, when they make themselves a one-man choir, when leaders just decide that it is their choir that will sing and nobody else should be listened to, the consequences are very grave. We have, as Kenyans, spent our energy and our resources for the last 3.5 years talking about this thing, refusing to listen to each other, making it look like it's a one-way street, and now the courts have just put a stop to the entire thing. Some of you who are following this debate, you will recall in Bomas 1, I said that if we are going to engage in a conversation of this nature, unless we are pulling everybody together, we are going to have difficulty, and this document might turn out to be an elite document, a political elite document, and not a document that affects the Mwananchi. Now, when you listen to the rulings, some of the words that are used in Bomas 3 years ago were some of the words that the judges were pronouncing in their judgment. I cautioned in Bomas 2 that the issue of independence of institutions is paramount and must be handled carefully. And I cautioned that if you try to get the executive to appoint an ombudsman to the courts, you'll be interfering with the independence of the courts. When I was in Bomas, some of the people were jeering because I had brought up that point. If you listen to the judgment of the president of the appeals court, Musinga, he said that when you introduce a situation of an ombudsman that interferes with the independence of the judiciary, you are altering the basic structure of principles of constitution, and therefore they cannot allow that to pass. Had they listened when I was telling them that when you introduce such clauses, you're making it difficult along the way, maybe we would not be getting to where we are. So the lessons we have to learn is that we have to listen to each other. That's the lesson we should draw from this as a Kenyan people. But now we must move forward. We must focus on the economy. We must focus on job creation. We must reconstruct the dislocated lives of the people because of the COVID pressures. We must bring hope into the homes of our Kenyan people. We must dialogue as we move forward so that we can have free and fair elections in 2022. We must put resources to strengthen the IBC. We have, as a nation, got to pull together, listen to each other this time round, so that we get things right. We want people who will focus. We want to improve our agriculture. We want to be able to deal with the crisis that is coming because of the double intake in schools in 2023, 2024, as you enter the new competency-based curriculum. There's going to be a huge, huge surge in our schools. We will need to expand facilities. We'll need to increase the teachers. So time is not on our side on some of these issues. But if we have resolve and we unite and we speak now without selfishness, we create an all-inclusive society, it will be better. Let us not make the mistake of thinking, especially for politicians, let us not think we are a one-man choir. Let us know that there are millions of Kenyans who must be part and parcel of the process of moving the country forward. So hapo ndio, and I really want to appeal to Kenyans that this thing is not a joke. Even last night, I was involved in trying to rush some friend to go and get his brother admitted in one of the hospitals. And I'm saying it's not a joke because although we have just vaccinated as a country, maybe about 2 million people or thereabouts, the reality is that even if you have taken your 2 doses of the vaccine, please continue to exercise maximum restraint, because some of those that are still suffering and are dying are those who have actually received both vaccines, both vaccinations. But the Delta variant, which is now the lethal one, can still get to you. So I'm pleading that we continue to take this thing very seriously. It is with us, and we just hope that the government will accelerate the vaccination to all Kenyans.